Picture this. You're at brunch, scrolling your phone between bites of avocado toast, when your group chat suddenly blows up. Broadcom just posted, blockbuster, fiscal third quarter results, and gave bullish guidance. The message threads go from calm to chaotic faster than someone ordering pineapple on pizza. Semiconductor investors yelp, rotate, and sprint away from anything that looks even mildly risky. AMD, one of the sector's headline acts, finds itself on the receiving end of that exodus. Why? Because when a behemoth like Broadcom posts record numbers and upbeat forecasts, the whole semiconductor theater reprices itself overnight. Investors ask, who's winning the AI infrastructure wars, who's shipping in volume, and crucially, who'll get paid first? Broadcom's Q3 beat and big guidance generated exactly that kind of reevaluation across the sector. The Broadcom mic drop, and why AMD felt the echo. Let's break Broadcom's mic drop into digestible bites. The company posted eye-popping revenue and profit figures for fiscal Q3, and then did something worse for rivals from a market sentiment perspective. It issued bullish guidance. Think of it like showing not only your A+ exam score but also waiving a syllabus for next semester that promises even higher marks. Investors rewarded Broadcom's confidence with a serious bid for the stock, and when one heavyweight gets that kind of vote of confidence, others in the ring get measured against it. Broadcom's performance showed booming demand for custom AI accelerators, networking gear, and software-adjacent revenue streams, areas investors expect to be massively profitable as generative AI scales. The result: investors reallocate, bid up Broadcom, and briefly lose appetite for chips that are perceived as less certain in the AI narrative, which for some traders included AMD. Investors are bailing, but is anyone surprised? Before you picture hordes of desperate retail traders abandoning ship like extras in a disaster movie, remember, markets are never just about fear. They're about comparison, momentum, and the hunt for the most compelling risk-reward. Broadcom offered a new, best idea, story, higher near-term revenue, massive AI orders, and a roadmap that implied consistent cash generation. That's sexy to allocators and algorithmic funds alike. So when Broadcom got louder, some capital quietly shifted. This looks like bailing, but it's often just portfolio choreography. Rotate from a perceived laggard or an ambitious growth story to a clearer revenue juggernaut. The optics? Messy for AMD. The reality? A resorting of bets across semiconductor names. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Let's talk numbers without the usual financial jargon fog. AMD stock has come a long way from its early April valley. The company's 52-week low sits near the mid-$70s, and in recent trading AMD stock has been trading around the mid-$150s, roughly doubling from those April lows. That's a 100% climb from the year-to-date trough in early April, which means that even after a pullback, AMD's run this year has been huge for holders who bought the dip. In plain speak, it's climbed a lot, so declines can look dramatic even if the company's long-term story hasn't broken. Pullback versus crash semantics matter. A sudden drop after a parabolic run looks worse than it is. Imagine you'd been sprinting uphill and then paused to tie your shoelace. You'd still be higher than you were when you started, but standing still can feel like you're losing momentum. The same goes with AMD. After a strong multi-month rally, a one-week sell-off or a few days below trend lines looks scary, but it's not the same as business deterioration. Is AMD immune to near-term volatility? Absolutely not. Does a tactical reallocation into Broadcom make AMD a bad company? Also no. Market flows fluctuate. What matters is whether AMD's fundamentals, product launches, design wins, AI and data center tailwinds, remain intact. Why AMD is still a juicy long-term bet, yes, even in 2025. Argue with me if you like, but AMD's strategic position is compelling on several fronts. CPU momentum. AMD's EPYC server processors have dramatically improved its data center narrative. The company is stealing share from incumbents in server CPUs, meaning more chips shipped at higher ASPs. GPU and accelerator push. AMD is not idly watching from the bleachers. Its push into AI accelerators and server GPUs, an ecosystem plays around software and systems, means it sits in the AI cake mix, not just on the sidelines. Gaming and consoles. AMD supplies custom processors for major consoles and still sells discrete GPUs to gamers. That's recurring demand across multiple product cycles. Fabless efficiency. By outsourcing fabs, AMD focuses on design, IP, and software, leaving capital-intensive manufacturing headaches to partners like TSMC. Because of these pillars, many long-term investors view the pullback as a volatility tax rather than a fundamental failing. In short, 2025 could still be a lucrative year, if execution and end-market demand hold. Geopolitics enters the chat. Japan, rare earths, and the US pivot. If the past decade taught us anything, it's that chips are geopolitics' favorite toy. Recently, Japan reportedly pushed for stronger collaboration with the US on semiconductors and rare earths, seeking to reduce dependence on China. Those diplomatic moves aim to build more resilient supply chains, secure critical inputs, like magnets, rare earth elements, and specialty chemicals, and steer manufacturing investment away from geopolitical bottlenecks. If those policy dynamics accelerate, companies that operate in a US/Japan-friendly manufacturing ecosystem could enjoy lower political risk and more support for onshore production. How would a Japan-US pivot help AMD? Short answer: indirectly but meaningfully. Reduced geopolitical risk means customers, hyperscalers, defense contractors, cloud providers, feel safer committing to American-centric supply chains, and that could raise demand for domestically friendly chip designs. Subsidies and incentives for domestic foundries or packaging plants might lower the total cost of moving parts of the supply chain back to the US or allied countries, good for companies that can quickly take advantage. Access to rare earths or alternative supply arrangements could ease scarcity that drives up component prices for certain chip components that could hit AMD to $1,375 in the coming decades. Note this as well. Fear God, and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come, and worship Him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. Revelation 14 verses 7-10. If we fully obey the Lord, the Creator of heaven and earth, and carefully follow all His commandments, He has promised to set us high above all the nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 28. We shall be blessed when we come in and when we go out. I appeal to you to accept God and let Him be your guide, for He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful content. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Faith and prayer will do what no power on earth can accomplish. See you in the next video by God's mercy.